What's going on YouTube? It's your main man Boys Life coming at you with another video. The Cowboys decided to show up and just put an ass whooping on the Washington Redskins. What was it, 47 to, I don't even know. I stopped watching the game after the third quarter just because, not because we were beating them and it was an uneventful game or it just had no meaning. Like, I just stopped watching because we weren't going to the playoffs. Like, I didn't give a shit. I honestly, for the first time in a long time, did not give a shit whether the Cowboys won or lost. Like, I didn't. And that's not me being a bad fan. That is just me being frustrated with this shit that's been going on. I'm always gonna, I mean, you can tell I got my Cowboy shit on all the time. Like, all the time, like, majority of the time, my shit's on. Like, I'm going to work, my beanie, my hat's on. I'm just gonna go pick up something from the store, you know, I'll put a Dak shirt on, I'll put a Cowboy shirt on. You know, I'm not wearing my hat because it was signed by Darren Woodson. But, you know, if I'm going to go do stuff, I got some sort of Cowboys gear on. And it's only fitting that the Cowboys won yesterday. It is. It really is. You know, I'm not even mad that the Eagles won and they made it. I'm not. I'm not. Why? Because this team was just so inconsistent throughout the year. Was I, you know, hoping that the Giants were going to pull off this victory? Yeah, I was. You know, it'd be nice, you know, Cowboys get in the playoffs. You know, what's going to happen? Play against Seattle again. It seems like we're always fucking playing Seattle in some form of another. And I fucking can't stand it. Anyway, you know, that's not part of the video, but what I'm saying is it's fitting that the Cowboys won if this is Jason Garrett's last game. Why? Because he has coached this team for 9 seasons. 9 straight seasons. We know that 3 out of those 9 seasons in a row were 8-8. This is the 4th season that I can remember Jason Garrett being 8-8. So, just under half of his time in Dallas was spent at 8-8. We had, what, 4-12 season? We had a 10-6 season last season. We had a 13-3 season. We had a 12-4 season. You know? So, 2010, 2011, 2012, 8-8. 8-8. Like, are you shitting me? Like, if that wasn't an indictment on Jason Garrett at that point in time, with DeMarco Murray, with Dez Bryant, a young, healthy, great offensive line, a quarterback who fans are finally seeing the light on Romo. Finally seeing the light on Romo. It is funny that they're finally seeing this. A quarterback who could diagnose plays, know what the fuck he's calling, always audibling out of the shitty calls that were being called by Jason Garrett. And I said this time in and time out. If it wasn't for Tony Romo, we would have been a below average team. Why? Because out of those 9 years, we had 1 season where our defense was 1 overall, the best defense in the league. A lot of times, Romo was choking, because we're throwing the ball 50 plus times. And yeah, you're going to have bad it's horrible that those interceptions came at bad times. But this is just the indictment on Jason Garrett of what he is. He is a mediocre, average coach. Now, is it because we have Jerry Jones? You know, it's funny that we won yesterday and the blowout that it was. Because I can honestly see this happen. I can see this happening. Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett going into the office, and Jason Garrett coming out with the 1-year deal. 1 year approved to me, and Jason Garrett's going to take it if that were to happen. You want to know why? Because there's nowhere else that Jason Garrett would coach, in my opinion. He just wouldn't. I don't think he would. I don't think, and I can see that happening only because of the huge blowout that it was. And and Jerry, instead of looking at the picture and being like, look, you're fucking up, he's gonna look at the small little victories and hope that someday they can go together to make a Super Bowl. And you know what? I'm putting this blame on Jerry as well. Why am I putting this blame on Jerry, as we all should? Well, when you have a coach who's just trying to get his team back to playing, and, you know, not flat, not like, you know, there's any urgency, just get his team back to playing. You have your owner talking about, oh, well, we're going to try to do this and we're going to try to do that and get on a Super Bowl run. Why is he even talking about Super Bowls? I don't get it. Jerry needs to understand that, think of it like this. Think of it like this. When you're born, you learn to crawl before you can walk. Jerry needs to learn how to crawl again, because him and Jimmy came out crawling. 1-15 start, making the playoffs the following year, then winning a Super Bowl. Actually, yeah, it was 1-15. Then in '91 they hosted a playoff game. They lost in '91. I think it was a divisional round, and then '92 it all clicked. '93 it all clicked. '94, because of the Jimmy Johnson going, Barry Switzer, a pass interference that should have been called that never was on Deion Sanders. '95 it clicked. You know, Jerry's ego is holding this team back, and we all know this. We all know this. Until Jerry Jones steps down as GM and just becomes an owner. Look, he wants the credit that he won a Super Bowl. And you know what's funny? Is he doesn't realize that once he steps down as GM and hires a competent GM and hires a competent head coach, you want to know who's going to get the praise? You want to know? It's going to be Jerry, and Jerry does not understand that. You want to know how, if it's going to be media driven, the media is going to have the agenda. All the media has to do is throw out that it was Jerry who hired such and such GM. It was Jerry who hired such and such coach. And it was Jerry who allowed his team, his coaching staff, his GMs to work to get them a Super Bowl. He's going to get that credit. And he doesn't see that. He sees it as what it was before. This is Jimmy's team. This is Jimmy did all this. Jimmy was the brains behind the operation. So, you know, but Jerry doesn't see that. Like I said, I won't be surprised if Jason remains the head coach. I won't be surprised if they bring in someone else. But all it's going to be is it's going to be a coach that bends to Jerry's will. I don't think it'll be a coach that's going to bring his own shit in, his own philosophy, his own everything. Jerry is like that coach, is like that owner who has one good product and is still living off of that one good product. That's what Jerry is. That's what he is. Motherfucker. That's what Jerry is. Jerry is the owner that's living off 3 Super Bowls. That's him. I'm not mad. I've seen a Super Bowl. You know, I've seen it. I want more. I want to see more. I want to. This is what our team is when you come to the Dallas Cowboys, it's the country club. Yeah, you come to work, you come to have fun, but your facilities are so nice. So nice. I mean, do you think that they earned those facilities? Hell no. If this was a facility given to the guys in the 90s, the early 90s, they earned every penny. Everything that they've earned, they deserve because of the 3 Super Bowls they bought. You have guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, who's out there talking about, I need to feed my family. Bitch, go somewhere else. And all these motherfuckers, all these fan base, all these fans, bitch, I hate doing this shit in my car. But anyway, I gotta do it. I hate the fans that were so far up DeMarcus Lawrence's ass. You need to pay him, you need to pay him, you need to pay him. He does this, he does that. I get it, but his job is to go get the quarterback. How are you going to be making $20 million a year? That's what it averages out to, $20 million a year. And you have half of a sack in 3 games. How are we going to pay a man who talks all this game and doesn't? He's the guy that had one good year and is just talking shit. That's what he does. He has one good year and he just continues to open his mouth and talk shit. Because he had, 14 and a half sacks one year, then it fell off to 10. What did he have this year? He got his contract based off of what he did 2 years ago. And then he had a surgery that he wanted to hold out for until he got paid. Bitch, go somewhere else. Like, ultimately, I was happy with it because of what we were going to be getting, the amount of salary cap we were going to have. To me, it was fine. I was okay with it. I'm not happy, because I know what. I don't like these. I don't like these. It's a contract season. Let me ball out. Fuck no. Fuck no. For all I could have, I could give 2 fucks if he would have went somewhere else. I really could have. Especially with the season that we had, I didn't give a shit. I could have cared less if he went to, because you want to know why? Because he would have been the focal point of the other defense, and well, he disappeared a lot. A lot. He disappeared. Quinn was better than DeMarcus Lawrence. Quinn was the one playing like he got the big contract. And then you signed Ezekiel Elliott, who looked like he was running in sand all fucking season. Looked like he was stuck back in Cabo. Yesterday was the first time I've seen him with any type of urgency, playing like any type of boss. I haven't seen him play like that in a year or 2. And you giving these guys contracts? We thought we came off with the deal in Jalen Smith. We thought we came out with a deal. But it looks like the way he played all season, it looked like that contract was right on point. We're paying these guys for what? 8 and 8? That's what we're paying these guys for? Chris Richard talking about, I don't like my defensive backs to turn their head around because I feel like they're going to get beat. No wonder why we're getting pass interference calls out the ass. No wonder why guys are getting beat and we can't get interceptions. Now, I know that's been a problem for so long, but you would think this guy who had the Legion of Boom, who had the picks, who had the talent over there, you think he'd do something. No. He's telling guys not to turn their head around because of this and that. We have a stubborn defensive coordinator, because that's what Marinelli is, who doesn't like run-stopping defensive tackles. One take. You don't like them. And what's our huge weakness? run stopping. Run stopping is our huge weakness. You're sitting there telling me you had Juan Thornhill sitting there. Not saying he would have made all the difference in the world, but with the play like him and the way he's balling out, maybe that's a game. Maybe that's one game that we win because he's there. I'm tired of drafting guys that aren't going to be ready for another year or two. I'm tired of that. We've been doing that since after we drafted Zeke and Dak. Because the following season was all defensive. Cheeto, the reason why he only got time was because we got rid of our whole secondary. Woods was the only reason why he plays, because we got rid of our whole secondary. Taco leaves and he has what, 6-7 sacks in like 5 games? Our coaching staff is a joke. This video has gone on too long, but this is my last video for a little bit. My next video I'm gonna come out with, I'm probably gonna do my next guys of who I want in the draft, because we're drafting at 17. Now, I don't give a shit if it's a run stopper on the D-line, because that's our huge weakness right now. That is our huge weakness. Our D-line was non-existent, especially with the 2 guys that got caught with marijuana charges, drug charges. To me, like, safety, I can live one more year with Jeffy. Like, as much as I hate it, and I don't want him there, I could live one more year with him. Unless the defensive tackle position is deep enough to get one in the second round, and we go after our safety. Because I feel like we're gonna get McKinney from Alabama. That's who I feel like we're gonna get. I feel like the kid from LSU, Delippi or whatever, I forget what his last name is. I feel like he's gonna be gone before he gets to 17. Because I really don't know what teams need safeties out there. A lot of them were taken last year. So by default, I feel like we're gonna end up getting a safety this year. But if the defensive tackle is deep enough to where we can wait in the second round, I think we should. But that's just me. Now, if it's not deep, I feel like we need to get a run stopper on that D-line, a legit one that doesn't disappear. You know, revamp that D-line. You know, like we can't get rid of DeMarcus Lawrence for a couple of years. But to me, he's not going to be anywhere what he was a couple of years ago. And this video's gone on way too long. I've talked on way too much bullshit. But this is going to be my last video for a minute. I'm going to watch glimpse at the playoffs. Probably won't come out with a video until after the Super Bowl. You know, of course, I'll be watching, you know, Week 16 took a lot. This year was just a whole up and down year, and it's just taking a lot out of me. So I'm gonna collect my thoughts for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna come back with videos, drafting videos of who I feel like we need to draft. Do some research on some defensive tackles. Do some research on a couple of safeties. So this is it for a bit. I'm probably actually gonna come out with one, you know, on New Year's, wishing everyone a Happy New Year's, because that's tomorrow. But anyway, that's all I got right now. I'm out. Peace.